guys, I wanted to show you some of the brushes that I love. I used to use teeny tiny ones non-stop, so these are my workhorses, teeny tiny small, but I've slowly but surely been upping my game to some bigger brushes, and I just wanted to share that. And I also wrote a blog post on my blog at Flux Imagery. It's fluximagery.com. So here's my really small one, and it is a 00 Windsor Cotman, very good for little fine details. It's already wet right now, and you can see the nice point that it has. This is synthetic. I switch between synthetic and natural hair, not too picky, but I am starting to notice that natural hair gives me a better effect. But you know, whatever you can afford, whatever you're starting out with, is just where you start where you are. If you notice, this is like a little bit longer, which is nice because it holds more water. The shorter that you get in your brush hairs, the less water that it'll hold. So that's good for little fine details. Then this one is a number 1. It's Series 7 Fine Sable, which is very nice. But actually, I don't use this one for watercolor. So, whoops. This is more for inking. Let me show you what I like instead. Got into my kit accidentally. Let's see. This one. Okay, so this is good for inking. And I'm getting there with this guy. It's kind of something else that I'm just learning how to do besides watercolor, but that's not what this one is used for. So here is this, which is a number 2 round. And just getting this one wet. Really nice point on that guy too. Princeton is the brand here. I think most of these I got from, I'm in Denver, Colorado, so I got a lot of them from Meininger, which is a wonderful art supply store downtown, or Michael's. Windsor Cotman is from Michael's. Here's this one. This is a Da Vinci number 2. Really nice point again. I'll show you what kind of marks these guys make right when I'm done showing you the brushes. This is Grumbacher number 2, and it's a nice little straight edge, which is great. We just want those straight edge effects. You want squares or just any straight angle. So this is great for straight angle, any kind of exercise you're trying to do with squares. Sometimes I do washes with squares, or just gives a different brush mark. Another round. This is a number 8, so getting even bigger now. You can already see that point, but I'm getting it wet. It has a really nice belly. Belly meaning the width of this of the brush, and that's where it holds all the water. So it's really nice, very comfortable. I love these handles. They're very nice. This one, yeah, these are like all wood, and it's great. So this is a number 8, Princeton again. This is Princeton Elite. And then this is a mop brush, a Grumbacher 680 mop. This is great for big washes, just big areas. So if you hear anything in the background, those are my kids playing around, and it is what it is. So here's that. Okay, I'm gonna take these off of here. This is my little, and it is pretty small, like here's my hand. It's my watercolor palette. The dirtier the better. I usually use Winsor Newton paints, and I use the tubes, and I just squeeze them out in here as long as I need to. So that's what I'm going to be using. And here's a Strathmore. This is a mixed media journal, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's okay. I prefer watercolor paper more. This is my first time using a mixed media paper, but it's good for just testing this stuff out. But I don't think I would buy it again. But it's good for experimenting. I'm just making a little wash on the side. Okay, so here's the mop brush. Super thick. But look at all that water. Look at that payoff. Like, that's awesome. It held a lot of water. It carried that paint, and you can make different marks in there. And it's lovely. I love that. So the mop brush is great. Look at that big area. I could do a much bigger area, and as long as it's wet, you have more playtime with adding colors and adding textures and things like that. So that's great. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there so you can see what happens with that. Okay, now the round brush. So this Princeton round Princeton Elite. Okay, let's see that one. Just making a wash on the side. Okay, so here's this guy. Very nice again. Put some more paint right there. You can dab. Really want to think of watercolor as golf. Less strokes, the better. So try to keep that in mind. It's all about the effect you're going for. I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in that one too. Just to make the washes a little different. Okay, so the next one was this Grumbacher. So this is a Grumbacher flat. Make another wash here. And it's a totally different feel with a flat than a round. You just have to play with it and see what I'm talking about. It's not, I feel like you're more connected to the brushes. It's weird. It's stiff, but it's nice. So look at that straight edge and see how that's dry. See, it's smaller, so it didn't hold as much water as the other ones. Notice that? So that's a dry brush technique that a lot of artists love. I don't tend to use that technique much in my work, but it's nice. And let's see, next was this guy, this Da Vinci, number 2, Maestro. Smaller still. Very small, so it doesn't hold much water at all. But like I said, I work small, so it doesn't matter that much. But I'm working bigger. I'm getting up to 8x10s now, which is great because then I can scan those even bigger for the prints in my shop, in my Etsy shop. So this is teeny tiny. Don't even have enough time to really put any salt in there. It's just really small. I'm just showing, yeah. See, it didn't hold anything. So I usually use that for just details on top of something that I've already painted once it's dry. Or just really small painting. Let's get the other one. This is, oh, I already dipped it into I forgot to show you. Number 2, round Princeton. There's the tip. You can either push these brushes down or you can just use the tip very lightly. There's how small that one is. And then this one. Lastly, the 00 Cotman Winsor Newton. And just mixing some paint over here. And this is really small, so you can get some nice texture details with it. It's I usually use it just to finish paintings, do little lines and things like that, because it barely holds anything. Can barely even write with it. So there's that. I hope this was helpful. Basically just play. If you're getting into it, if you're curious about watercolor, that's how I got into it. I was really curious and envious of other painters and just the work that I saw. So just get into it, and I hope you explore with painting just like I did. All right, have a great day, guys.